We finally have something concrete in front of us, an official letter that directly calls out the president and lawmakers, demanding clear answers about the much-talked-about $2,000 payment. Some call it a stimulus check, others call it a dividend. But for millions of Americans, the name doesn't matter. What matters is when it's coming. And remember, many people need this money now, not months or years down the road. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the full message of this letter, explain why it matters, and highlight a few critical questions that still haven't been answered as we move into 2026. For those of you who are new here, my name is Moni. I've been covering financial relief, benefit updates, and social security-related news for seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income Americans for several years. And if there's one thing I hear over and over again, it's frustration. Big promises, lots of headlines, but no clear timelines. That's exactly why this letter was written. This letter represents more than 530,000 seniors, people with disabilities, and individuals living on fixed incomes. It calls attention to the repeated promises made throughout 2025 about sending direct payments to the American people, promises that, so far, haven't turned into action. Let's quickly go over the key moments. Back in February 2025, the president publicly supported the idea of a so-called Doge dividend, suggesting Americans could receive a profit-sharing payment that was estimated to be around $5,000. Then in July 2025, there was talk of a smaller payment targeted to certain income groups. That idea later became the American Worker Rebate Act of 2025, introduced by Senator Josh Hawley, which proposed at least $600 per person using tariff revenue. In October 2025, the conversation shifted again, with comments suggesting a possible payment between $1,000 and $2,000. Finally, in November 2025, the president posted publicly that a dividend of at least $2,000 per person, excluding higher-income earners, would be paid. That message was repeated several times through November and December. So here's the issue. The promises kept coming, but the action didn't. This letter urges Congress to stop talking and start moving. With midterm elections approaching, people want real legislation, clear eligibility rules, and, most importantly, a realistic timeline for when money would actually be sent out. The letter asks 5 very straightforward questions. When would payments realistically be distributed? Who exactly qualifies based on income? What amount can people truly expect? Are there any extra steps required to be eligible? And will 2025 income be used to determine qualification? These aren't unreasonable questions. They are basic, and yet, we still don't have solid answers. One important thing I want to clear up, because there's a lot of confusion around this, is eligibility. This payment would not be about whether you're working or filing taxes. It's about income, plain and simple. Social Security recipients, SSDI, SSI, veterans on fixed income, part-time workers, unemployed Americans. If your income is below the threshold, you would qualify. And that's a big deal, because right now, a huge portion of the country is struggling just to keep up with basic expenses. What we don't know is where that income cutoff will land. At one point, we heard a vague reference to under $100,000, but that's not a real answer. We also don't know if the final payment would actually be $2,000, or if it could end up lower, like we've seen in the past. Some officials say this payment is absolutely coming. Others say the government can't afford it and needs to focus on the national debt. But when you look at public opinion, most people are very clear. They need help now. So the big question is this. If there was never any intention to follow through, why was the idea of direct payments brought up again and again throughout the year? People are paying attention. They're tired of waiting. And with elections coming up, voters aren't going to forget what was promised. I want to hear from you. Do you think this payment will actually happen? What do you believe the income limit should be? And do you trust that this time will be different? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video so more people see it, and make sure you're subscribed. I'll continue to track every update and break it down in plain language as soon as new information comes out. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.